Hello, today's topic is law of diminishing marginal utility. So, it is also called DME or diminishing marginal utility analysis. The concept is given by Marshall, in which he said utility can be cardinally measured. Does a single commodity exist? And utility can be cardinally measured, like cardinal measurement of utility. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and dot. We can say that utility can be cardinally measured, and this is the initial concept of Marshall, in which he said there is only single commodity exists and the consumer is consuming more and more units of that commodity. So let's start with the topic. This concept has elaborated three types of utilities: initial utility, marginal utility, and total utility. Marshall said, whenever a consumer consumes more and more units of a commodity, like in a on the time when a consumer consumes single commodity like apples, then his level of satisfaction or utility can be like this. For example, there are a number of apples which are only available for consumption, and marginal utility from the apples. Whenever by the consumption of first apple, for example, the consumer is getting the level of satisfaction that is 8, and second unit he gets 6, on the third unit he gets 4, fourth unit he gets 2 only, and on the consumption of fifth apple he is getting 0 utility. But if he consumes 6 unit of apple, then he gets the satisfaction that is -2. So it shows marginal utility goes on diminishing. There are three conditions which can occur. Marginal utility goes on diminishing, and it can be 0 as well, or sometimes it can be negative. Marginal utility can be derived by the diagram as well. Right, we can draw the diagram. Here are units of apple which the consumer is consuming, and marginal utility by the consumption of, we can make it as 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. The diminishing marginal utility of the utility is taken on the y-axis, whereas on the number of units of apple on x-axis. For example, this is a marginal utility diagram which is showing. I'm stubbing it out. This is showing that whenever a consumer consumes first unit of apple, he is getting marginal utility of 8 utils, and for the second unit of apple he is getting 6th unit of utility. On the third unit of apple he is getting 4 units of utility, whereas on the fourth unit of apple he is getting utility which is 2 only. On the fifth unit he is getting 0 utility, and if he consumes 6th unit he is getting the utility which is negative. So it shows there are three phases or three aspects. First one is diminishing marginal utility. It is positive, but it goes on diminishing by the consumption of more and more units of apple. And second one is Zero utility or one is negative utility. The law of diminishing marginal utility can also be explained with the help of three major marginal utility as well as total utility. We can draw this as total utility as well. On rubbing it out, you can take the same concept and number of apples, as we have already discussed, number of apples and marginal utility. The sum total of marginal utilities can be counted as total utility. It is by taking first unit of apple, total utility is 8, and on the second apple, as marginal utility goes on diminishing, total utility increases. It is counting 14 and 18 and 20 and again 20 and again 18. So this is framed. Just see, the types of conditions. This is first, that is total utility. Marginal utility, total utility and marginal utility. As by the table which is showing, on the first unit of apple, consumer is getting the utility is 8. Has 3 frames. First case is when marginal utility decreases, total utility increases. As marginal utility decreases, total utility increases. And the second one is when marginal utility 0, marginal utility is 0, total utility is maximum. Furthermore, when marginal utility is negative, total utility is decreasing or starts decreasing. So it shows as marginal utility decreases, total utility increases. As well as the second aspect is when marginal utility is 0, total utility is maximum. And on the third one, when marginal utility is negative, total utility starts decreasing. So this concept explains that as the number of units are consumed, marginal utility goes on diminishing. And all the units or utils, which is the measurement rod for marginal utility, it is cardinally measured and marginal utility decreases, total utility increases. On the second slab, marginal utility, when marginal utility is 0, total utility is maximum, as well as when marginal utility is negative, total utility starts decreasing. Overall, it concludes that law of diminishing marginal utility says there is only single commodity exists and its number of units. We can do it with a table and a diagram, as we have already done this table diagram. We can draw these diagrams. First one is, and you can Draw the second diagram of. Thank you very much. This is a law of diminishing marginal utility with a single commodity. Thank you.